I believe he's still the
There's
Marvel
two
guy.
big names in DC. There's Dan DiDio, who is Dan DiDio. He's a co-publisher of DC Comics right now. Currently the co-publisher. And Jeff Johns, who
spells his name the weird way.
Jeff Johns. Let's see.
I'm not going to spell my name like Jeff.
Jeff Johns is the CCO, the Chief Creative Officer. So he's like one of creatively, he's one of the bigger ones. And he also is well known for his work on Smallville, Arrow, and The Flash, obviously. And he's currently doing, and I don't want to get this into, I don't want to derail this into a comic talk thing, but I will, because for a little bit anyway, for a spell.
Unite!
For a spell, because it's my fucking podcast.
I can do whatever I want, assholes.
Exactly.
What? You were here for movies? Well, fuck you. Now we talking comics, bitch.
Yeah.
Get on the boat. The banana boat.
The comic book boat. Is there such a boat? Yes, it exists. But
it does not float well.
It doesn't. Actually, you know what? If it was made, the old comics were like sturdy as shit.
No.
So it would be, because there's another podcast that I listened to, the Ken Petey Snidecast, and Ken Plume was saying that, I think in one of his interviews as well, because he does a bit of a chat with Ken, he was saying how as a kid he used to take his comic books into the shower. And he said those were old comic books, and they would last because he would take them to the shower, he'd read them, which I've never heard of before.
Well, they were made for little kids.
Yeah, but the thing is, but the ink that was printed on them and the pages, the paper stock, was pretty sturdy. So once they got wet, he would basically just lay them out in a towel. They would dry off, and they would still be readable the next.
Why couldn't you just wait till you were done with your shower?
I don't know. Ask him.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. Ask him. But
got problems, kid.
I was going to say is just briefly with Jeff Johns, what he's doing right now is he's going to be doing a DC, it's called Rebirth, I think, which is almost like the New 52, but I think not, because DC keeps reinventing itself, for better or for ill. Who knows? I mean, with the New 52, people loved it, people hated it. Who knows? The cool thing,
comics always do that shit.
Yeah, is that with the Rebirth, Jim Lee is doing Suicide Squad, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah,
because I like his design on Harley, but
I love his art in general.
His art's pretty cool.
I love the way he makes people look.
But getting into our second, well, no, I was going to say getting into our second act. We take this time to basically review or just talk about a movie that we loved, hated, had seen. This doesn't have to be, Norton and I don't have to be in coercion. It doesn't have to be in the same, we don't have to be talking about the same movie. So, do you have any that come to mind?
I really wish I'd watched Pixels.
Oh, okay.
I haven't actually watched it yet. It's
okay.
Still sitting on my DVR.
Well, I mean, okay.
I'm trying to think of a movie I've seen that, I could talk about, but I don't know any recent
Okay, well,
movies.
as you think about that, I will go.
Unless you mean, all-time movies.
Just all-time, it doesn't have to be recent.
Alright, you can do yours first, and then I'll do mine.
I'd seen, this is going back maybe 3-4 months ago, something to that effect. I'd seen a movie that I wanted to see for the longest time, and I should have purchased it, because to me it would have been well worth the purchase, but I DVR'd it. It happened to be on...
So already I know it's some foreign piece of crap.
No, it's not foreign.
Oh.
It's called The Player, and it's a Robert Altman film. It was made, I want to say, in the early to mid '90s. Tim Robbins is in it.
Okay. Is it the poker one? Gambling?
No. It's actually about Hollywood. It's a satire on Hollywood.
Oh yeah. All right. Now I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what it's about?
I have never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's basically Tim Robbins plays a Hollywood agent, a big-time Hollywood agent, and he's an agent to, I believe, screenwriters, because it is kind of a movie about screenwriters, too, which is why I wanted to see it.
Of course it is.
But it's a satire in Hollywood, which is why I also wanted to see it, and so an Altman flick, which is definitely why I wanted to see it.
Oh my
God. I'm just saying that I love Robert Altman.
Verily.
Yeah, verily. He basically plays an agent, And so he's the one that you go to, the big head honcho. He'll greenlight it. He'll put the kibosh on it. And it starts out with him getting a threatening postcard. And each time I think it's either on the postcard a scene of a movie or it alludes to a movie, but they're threatening postcards. And he gets them interstitially, like throughout the movie. Or not throughout the movie, I guess, but it's making him sort of paranoid, and he's trying to think of all the people that he fucked over in Hollywood, the people that he didn't give chances to. And so he eventually finds a name. So he goes to that guy, played by a very young Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio plays the screenwriter, who was really pissed. And so he meets Vincent D'Onofrio in a bar, and he's like, I know it's you. Please stop sending me these things. Like, what do you want? Do you want me to give your screenplay another look? Like, I'll guarantee you a deal. Just stop threatening me, because you're really fucking spooking me out. And so they have drinks, and then Vincent D'Onofrio basically says, no, like, fuck off, scum. Like, I know your type in Hollywood. Like, you basically promised the world, and you give us nothing. So Vincent D'Onofrio walks off. I guess he's a little buzzed, a little drunk, and Vincent D'Onofrio, I think, basically said that, like, you're a nobody anyway, has been in Hollywood, and somebody's taking your spot. Person that is taking his spot is played by a really handsome guy, too. He's a character actor. Peter.
Facinelli?
No. Fuck, it's gonna kill me. I gotta check him out. Let's see.
If you could tell me what else he was in.
Well, I would. The funny thing is he's in so much, but the only thing that I can reference now is something that you would know, but probably won't remember him in, which is American Beauty. He is the real estate king in American Beauty.
Peter Gallagher?
Peter Gallagher, that's his name.
Ha!
Okay,
Suck
nice.
on that.
I didn't even have to search up for it. Peter Gallagher. And Peter Gallagher is basically the new agent he's the new young agent in town, and he's making waves, and so Tim Robbins feels threatened. And I think, what's his face, Vincent D'Onofrio's character is going to Peter Gallagher's agent. And so Tim Robbins basically stops him, and he said, I'll do whatever you want, like, I'll get this greenlit tomorrow and whatnot. And Vincent D'Onofrio, they're on the street right now, he basically just still says fuck off. So they get into a bit of a tussle. Long story short, he ends up, Tim Robbins' character ends up killing him, drowning him in like a shallow puddle. And so he tries to stage it as like somebody robbed him for his wallet. Or
It's a Coen Brothers movie?
No, it's a Robert Altman film.
It sounds very Coen Brothers now.
Kind of, yeah.
They like kill everyone they kill at least somebody in each one of their movies.
And the thing is that, like, so he's living with this dirty secret, and he goes about his business. He thinks, as well, I should have said, the reason he knows where Vincent D'Onofrio's character is because he calls his house. This is where it gets into kind of like David Lynchian territory, because who picks up at his house is Vincent D'Onofrio's girlfriend. So eventually Tim Robbins attends the guy's funeral and whatnot to make it seem as though, I guess, he wasn't guilty. He sees his girlfriend. They spark up this almost psychosexual relationship with each other.
Yeah.
And getting mealy mouth for a second. And so they do that, but the heat is getting onto him. People are starting to sniff around to realize that
the heat is on. Doot, doot.
Yeah, the heat is on. The cops are actually onto him, and so he keeps getting these postcards. So when all is said and done, at the very end, he tries to make a break for it with the guy's, I guess it's the guy's girlfriend, the now deceased guy's girlfriend. And you're still guessing who it is, who might be knowing his dirty little secret. I thought, honestly, it was the woman herself.
You're going to spoil? You should warn.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I'm telling everybody the entire plot anyway.
Yeah, but this is the twist part.
Yeah, and it comes at the very end. He gets a call. He basically, because I think he's exonerated for the murder somehow.
Call from inside his own home.
No, he's living his dream basically, and it almost becomes a little meta, because the very last scene, he's with his now beautiful wife in their beautiful car, and they go up to their beautiful house. I'm almost talking like it's a Talking Head song, almost. And he gets a call on his cell phone. This was back when you could have cell phones in the cars, but they were attached to the car, the big ass phones. And so the guy's the voice on the other end says, like, "Did you like my postcards?" He's like, "Who's this?" And the guy basically goes on to say, the voice on the other end says, "Well, I know your dirty little secret. I know you killed this guy, and I can prove it." And Tim Robbins is like, "Okay, well, what do you want? I'll give you a film deal." And he said, "Okay, well, this is what I want. Think of a movie and he basically goes over the entire plot. So that's the movie that's going to be filmed. This killer, whoever the killer is, you never know who it is, he creates his own film as it's happening just to get the rights to the film, just to get this film actually made. So Tim Robbins is not only a player in this script itself as it's happening, but he's being played. It's the player on the other end. And he's also a big player in Hollywood. I think he would like it.
I probably would, because I'd probably understand it better than your weird explanations of it. I'm just going to ramble on for like 20 minutes and make it seem like I know what the hell I'm talking about.
I do. I think I was very lucid.
About a guy who did some stuff. He drowns Peter Gallagher and he has a good day. He got some postcards.
You know what?
Like,
I'm way more...
postcards?
I'm way more erudite and lucid than you.
Erudite and lucid than you.
Yes.
I speak with an English accent.
No, well, it's terrible. So go on your shitty film.
Alright, so actually that's a perfect description of it.
Mm-hmm.
So recently I finally got to see a movie that apparently I was almost destined to enjoy just because I love like schlocky buddy cop movies, schlocky action movies, anything of that nature.
Yeah.
So I wound up seeing Tango and Cash recently.
When did you see that?
When I went to Mark's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we watched, because I remember I told you he tried to put on Sicario, and I was like, no, I'm good.
Sicario.
I don't want to watch Sicario.
Yeah.
That looks stupid. So,
I'm sure it was good.
Well, the beginning is very, like, weird.
It looks very Way of the Gun
and it's
to
like
me.
I predicted what was going to happen, like, 5 minutes into the beginning, so then I'm like, all right, I don't really want to watch this movie. And he's like, really? He was, like, super shocked. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to watch it. And he's like, well, the rest of the movie's not like this. I was like, I don't care. I'm good. So he's like, all right. So then I found out he had Tango and Cash, so I'm like, fire that bitch up. I have always wanted to see it, and somebody told me you would love Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Because it's right up your alley. So it is. It's fucking fantastic. Okay, here's the best part about Tango and Cash. It has no idea what it's doing as a movie. But, to be fair, if you read up on, and I did my little IMDb obsessy trivia readings, and apparently this movie is ridiculously, insanely, like, schizophrenic in the background. There was like 3 or 4 different heads of it before it actually got going. They dropped out. Somebody else was supposed to play Tango, I think. And then I think Patrick Swayze was supposed to play Tango originally, and then he dropped out. So then they got Kurt Russell or whoever is who.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
It's his first.
I'm not lying about this.
No, but I mean, I'm just going on Wikipedia, not IMDb. First, Patrick Swayze was originally cast.
You just love to hear
dropped
yourself
out
talk.
Due to Roadhouse. Yeah, I do, because I sound better than you.
Oh,
it's true.
Such a dick.
I'm allowed to be. It's my fucking show. And it had the original DP of Barry Sonnenfeld, too. That could have been a way better movie if that was the case.
Well, the whole thing, people kept dropping out of the movie because the studio, first of all, the studio wasn't a big fan of where it was going, so they wouldn't give the movie the money it needed. Like, first the movie was fine, but then they went over budget, and everyone in the studio was like, no, I'm not giving you any more money to make this movie. It's a piece of shit, and you might as well just kill it. And the creator guy was like, no, we want to do this, because Stallone was basically, like, big into either rewriting the script or working with the director to make the script happen. So Stallone was obviously like, no, this is my baby, I want this to happen. So we're like, all right, fine. So basically what happens in this movie is that, oh my god, he looks terrible.
Well, no. Okay.
Oh no, he has glasses on.
Yeah.
I thought he had one of those,
I'm looking at
lungs.
the directed by, because apparently...
They pick a director for the actual credits, but there's like 3 or 4 different directors that
according to this,
went through
there
it.
was an original director, who's the guy that I clicked on. He was replaced.
Yeah.
No, this dude. He's unaccredited. Albert Magnoli. He did Purple Rain.